A giant pussycat. This is what we're going to look at today here down in the shooting range. What a beautiful fall day. It's been raining for the last 3 days here. So I'm happy to even get out here. I'd be at the brand new shooting range, which is almost done. It's done except for I just ordered those targets from Hard Target from Gill, which I got one on this range right down here. Right down there. I ordered some for the new shooting range, and I ordered some new ammunition because the new shooting range I'm not shooting anything but frangible copper ammunition. So till those come, however, the ammunition's supposed to be here on Wednesday, and Gil, I'm sure he'll get his targets to me as soon as he can. It's hard for him to make them and deliver them in 3 days. Yeah, not to mention I sent him the check, and I'm sure the check's not even there yet, so you can't expect everything to happen overnight. I should have done that ahead of time, but Mr. Holster's not made of money. Mr. Holster's really not made of money. Anyways, today I thought we'd come down to this shooting range, and I put some water balloons up, and we're going to take a look at this Ruger Vaquero. Oh, they're pretty shag out. That Ruger Vaquero. And this is one of the old model Vaqueros in 357 Magnum. This one happens to be modified by Gary Reeder, a nicely modified, customized gun. It's got that Gary Reeder wide hammer, which is quite similar to a Black Hawk, I guess it would be a Super Black Hawk hammer. And he's recontoured the rear grip, put on stag grips, did a little bit of laser engraving, and he's worked on the action. It's got about a 2 3/4 pound trigger pull on it. When I measured it on the gauge, it's very consistent. Every time I pulled it, it was the same thing. At any rate, I know that much. So I thought we'd shoot this today. I have not shot this gun in 15 years. Yeah, it's been 2004, I think it was 2003 the last time I shot it. Not that I really keep track of things like that, but yeah, that's almost 15 years, close enough. So let's shoot this and see how she works. I'm going to try these 357 Magnums. Black Hills. There we go. 158 grain jacketed hollow point. And I'm laughing because I got this box out, and I want you to see the price. I think it's been around in my possession since about 1990. Well, yeah, it says $4.90 on there. Well, let's see. How many years ago was that? Oh my God, that was 25 years ago. Holy kittens. Well, let's see if these things still work after 25 years. It'll be interesting. Yeah, you know they're going to work. See, the question isn't, will the rounds work after 25 years? They've been stored correctly, which Mr. Holster has not. Its question is Mr. Holster going to work after, well, it's a lot more than 25 years, but we'll give it a shot. I'm not depending upon these to save my life. I'm just having fun. So if I miss, you know. Well, look at that, guys. Not only do the rounds work, but I took out 2 balloons with 1 shot. I'm afraid I'm going to have to get some paper targets to do any more shooting. That's it for my balloons for the day. What a nice gun. Well, what? Yeah, it wasn't very impressive. I'll let you see the bullet since, yeah, these are a flash to the past. This is what I used to carry years ago. Look at that lead. It looks like it's been around a while, doesn't it? It cracks me up. 158 grain, Black Hills 357 Magnum, the old carry round from days gone by. And I found that in the safe, digging through the ammo safe, and that's what I found. I went, oh my God, I didn't even realize I had those, but I remembered bringing them up here when I bought the place a decade ago. Yeah, kind of funny. Thought you might want to see that. We'll look at the targets real quick, and they're not very impressive, no. There's, well, yeah. Here's the first target. Yeah. And nothing to write home about there, is there? Showed a little improvement on the second target there. Yeah, been a while since I used that gun. And, of course, I didn't use that 357 Magnum in it. It was just cowboy rounds. There's my excuse for the moment. On the bright side, it's a nice gun and it's a fun gun. Lord knows it's an expensive gun, but yeah, I would take my old Police Service 6 or that little Smith & Wesson 36-1 for defensive purposes over this. A little slow to cock it and pull the trigger, and Lord knows the reloads take forever compared to a speed loader. But that being said, just a fun gun to shoot. Nothing like shooting a single action army, or in this case, the Ruger equivalent thereof, more or less. And just a fun gun. I wouldn't run out and spend the money it costs to get one of these Gary Reeders. I just buy a Ruger because, quite frankly, it's not much different than my other, my mounted shooting Vaquero. Yeah, and that's the new Vaquero. A little lighter, a little more comfortable. And yeah, I actually like that gun a lot better than this. If I could switch this for one of those, I'd trade in a heartbeat. So, but, you know, expensive things are lost on Mr. Holster. What impresses Mr. Holster is results. And these results are fine, but I don't think they're any better than I do with the same gun before it was customized. No offense to Gary Reeder. So there you go. Well, I guess got the target here. We already looked at that. There you go, guys. There's Sunday at the range. Thanks for tuning in. And hopefully, maybe, possibly, next time you're watching Sunday at the range, we'll be doing some shooting at those beautiful steel hard targets from Hard Target on the new range. I hate to even walk in there right now because it rained the other day and we just seeded everything. So even if the target showed up, I think it's going to be a couple weeks before I want to walk in there, unless it dries out and doesn't rain between now and the targets arriving. And I'm anxious to get in there because I got all those guns. Every gun I've bought since I started that project, I refused to shoot because I promised myself I'd get that shooting range done. And yeah, before I shot those guns. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Before I leave you, I'm having a contest. It's called the American Gunfighter 5,000 sub giveaway. And all you have to do to get in my contest today is, number one, be a subscriber. Number two, like this video, which I know is tough to do. And number three, in the comment section down below, just tell me what you're thinking and tag it with 3. I tell you, I've had a real challenging week with the camera, both the camera, my internet, and YouTube. You take your pick, who knows. And I tried to upload a video for today, figuring it was going to keep raining, and it didn't. But still, the video was uploading when I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night, and it was still uploading at 10:15 this morning when it crashed and burned. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. So if you see some of these and the resolution isn't so great, and the camera may not be so great, and this ain't great and that ain't great, it's all because sacrifices have to be made just to get the thing done. Because, yeah, it's quite a challenge for Mr. Holster. Any rate, the end of the video, you're supposed to tag it with 357. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Till next time, for Mr. Holster and Jack, who's back in the lodge watching, he's got his Dirty Harry Clint Eastwood marathon going right now. Him and Spur, they're watching that, so I didn't want to interrupt him, came down by myself. From Jack, Spur, and Mr. Holster, go out and stay safe.